I can see her lying back in her satin dress, in a room where you do what you don't confess.
Hello, brew tubers, how you doing? This is going to be my final homebrew review for beer meal I got from Josh Secaur. He sent me some of his homebrew. You saw I did a review on my last Homebrew Wednesday of his Dropkick Nate side-by-side dueling banjo comparison with my kickstand Nate, derivative of Dropkick Nate. And I also did a review of, what was the other one I did? His kettle soured Berliner raspberry beer. Did I do another one? He sent me 4. Oh, I didn't get a review of Happy Wife, Happy Life, which was a amber ale, American amber ale, like pizza type amber ale. I drank that too quickly without remembering to do a review. Sorry about that. And I also didn't do reviews of the Moon Man, I don't think, that he sent me, and the Surly Oktoberfest. But Nate and Brad did one on Under the Table, so you can catch their review, and I concur with everything they said, and I just love me some Oktoberfest. So thank you so much for those beers. This is my final one here. I've been excited about this one because it's the last one he described to me. This beer with the A on the cap is for an apple ale. Really, it's a Graff, which he mentioned he thought was inspired by some kind of Stephen King book. I did some research. It's actually the Dark Tower series, and this Graff, I think it was Graff, and local homebrewers now have changed it to Graff, Graff, is a cider type beverage that was drank by the inhabitants of In-World, which is a subset of All-World, I guess, in the Dark Tower series. And I could go on to some characters and whatnot, but I don't know a whole lot about the Dark Tower. I think I tried to read one of the books, and it got a little too fantastical for me, so I had to stop reading. But anyway, so this fantasy-inspired beer has now made its way into my Dean's List Brewery, and we are going to sample this for your viewing pleasure today. Again, about those other beers, sorry I didn't get a review. They were just too good, and I drank them too fast. But thank you, Josh. I appreciate the send. So let's go ahead and get into this. All right. He filled this very, very full, which is good for me. I'm curious to know what kind of bottle filler you use off your tap. I use a Blickman beer gun, and it works pretty well. Okay. As usual with Josh's beers, you can see that, first of all, it's very clear. This Graff, he explained, it's a malt base with apple cider, and the apple cider he made from apples pressed right off his property. So should be very, 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 very appley, very tasty. So as usual with all his beers, it's super clear. I don't know if he added gelatin to this. I don't know if you need to do that. I would think so. If you're putting in pressed apples. But yeah, it's very, very clear. Not much of a head. I kind of noticed that with his beers. Oh man, it's definitely cider, apple cider type smell. I can also get hints of the malt backbone in there. And yeah, it smells like apples. So let's go ahead and go in for a taste. This one could be really, really dangerous. Because, yeah, it's very sweet. It's the same kind of carbonation that I think I did on the review on his kettle soured Berliner. It's kind of like a soda, like a fruit soda. It tastes a lot like a soda. Those apples are really, really good. curious to know what kind they are. Were they Red Delicious? Were they weren't Granny Smith, because it would be a lot more sour, I think. But this beer could be dangerous because it's 6.8%, and you could crush this thing. I can imagine this on a hot day after playing some golf, slamming one of these. It'd be the same kind of drinkability, and I hope I don't get myself banned from the BrewTube community by saying this, but something like Mike's Hard Lemonade or something, right? For some reason, I like drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade after playing golf, especially in the South, because it's really, really hot, and you drink a Mike's Hard Lemonade, and it's just like drinking a nice cold soda with a little kick at the end. But imagine this thing would do a number on you. But anyway, Josh said he had this in the bottle for a year. I'm glad that he kept it for a year and it made its way into my domain. So thank you again, Josh, for this last beer. It's very, very good. It's just kind of neat because it's like a fiction type inspired, homebrew. I like this better than cider. I think this is much better than cider. Anyway, hey, thank you again for sending me this. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the reviews, and I certainly enjoyed exchanging beers with you, and look forward to doing a lot more beer mail in the future with you and a whole bunch of the other guys. So anyway, have yourself a good homebrew, and cheers. And Yondu. By the way, Josh, I forgot to tell you, I hope you enjoy when you finally get around to that Imperial Stout, because a lot of love went into that thing, I can tell you that. Cheers.